Loud
right.
noises. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at this thing. Beautiful. All right, we're live.
Yep, we are live.
Good. What's up, everybody? All right, Donald Dunn, do the intro, brother. Let people know what's going on here because we're so live.
So everybody,
It hurts.
we are live at
That's not even my
Herostock.
phone.
We are hanging with Preach from Deuce Outfitters Ministry
Mhm.
and Rick Yee from
Warriors Way Mindset.
Warriors Way Mindset. I always want to forget the you know.
Yeah, well, technically speaking, the website is just Warriors Way Mindset, so you're correct.
Okay.
You are right.
So, but yeah, we're excited, man. We're here live at Herostock. Everybody's still setting up.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually.
The road marches are coming to an end.
There's motorcycles coming in. There's vans setting up. There's people all over the place. It's pretty awesome.
It's getting off the hook. And once the bands start, it's going to be stupid. So,
Good stupid, though, right?
Good stupid.
Like the
Anytime that we can get a bunch of nonprofits together working towards the same goal, it doesn't get any better than that.
No,
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. And you know the cool part about this is I've now met people that I've only seen online, like yourself.
Right?
You know, the project people there. I mean, I've watched their show. I've listened to them. I've met new podcasters. I've never even seen their show. I'm gonna check that out.
Dude, your challenge coin, off the hook.
It's the greatest challenge
Thank
coin.
you. Off
All
the
challenge
hook.
coins.
I've got a collection, and that one is my prized possession.
I appreciate that.
So, thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
That challenge coin's the real deal. I really like it.
Preach. What's your favorite thing so far? If you're like, man, Herostock, what's so far? You're like, this is my favorite.
You know,
Besides the challenge coin, obviously.
it's just the fact, well, like he said, getting to finally meet people face to face that you've only had phone conversations with, or you've been on podcasts. Derek Thompson's coming in, and a bunch of those podcasters that I've been on, and it's just like that's what's going to be great, is just meeting face to face, like my bro here.
Yeah. So
I saw him sitting here. I was like, I got to go say hi.
absolutely, man. Yeah.
I see you got the Bengal chair too.
Look,
Never leave home without it.
I tell everybody, the last time I did a live stream, there was some mishaps. Right? We were on a hill. Like, I'm exaggerating, but there was a hill. The band was at the top, and I was in a lawn chair that is now in the garbage because I crushed it. I sat down. I rolled down the hill. We're still live streaming.
I'm still
There
blaming
is no
gravity,
control
dude. It
going
was
on.
way more gravity than normal that day.
Yeah,
That's
It was
right.
off the charts. It was
Absolutely.
so.
Gravity is responsible
Yeah.
for 90% of all mishaps.
It was happening last night.
That's one thing about gravity. It's always trying to bring us down.
Yes, always
Trying
always
to keep
a
you
downer.
down, man. Jeez.
Always
Yeah.
a downer.
What a downer.
You know the cool thing is how Jason has incorporated artists that just said, "Hey, I'm going to come," and he's like, "Then you're going to bring a guitar and you're going to get on that stage."
Yeah, absolutely.
So we now have Joe Allen Christie,
went
Barbara
from-
Sim.
It went from 3 bands to how many performers now?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, it's
Yeah. I am without a doubt.
and I
stoked.
told you the same thing, and I told him, I said, Sturgis Bike Rally will have nothing on this event. This will turn into a Sturgis Bike Rally at some point,
Yeah.
veteran focused.
Yep.
So it's it's just cool to be a part of it from the ground level. Jason's done a really good job. He's worked his heart and his
Yes.
butt off to
Yeah.
do this.
Yep.
We're gonna have him up here later. He's gonna be jumping in on this thing. So,
Awesome.
so if those of you guys are watching this and like, okay, well, is Jason gonna be talking? Yeah, he'll be here later. We've already worked it out.
Yep, absolutely.
What's your message? If you're like, you know what, I want to share something that, like, man, this is what I do. This is what I want to preach. This is how I want to help people. What's your message? On the spot, immediately.
On the spot right
Yeah,
now.
no practice, no rehearsal.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. No quitting, right?
I'm a firm believer I'm a pastor, and I've been, I'm former law enforcement, and I've been in that dark rabbit hole, and we've all dealt with our own stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I can't say I know where you are at.
Mhm.
That's not a fair statement, but I can empathize with where you're at. I've had my own demons that I've had to battle, and if it wasn't by the grace of God, I wouldn't be here today. And so, it's about relationships. Everything is relationship based, and that's what I tell people. So many people have turned from the church because the church hurt.
Yeah.
And that isn't what God wants. It's not about religion, so don't get it twisted. It's about a relationship, building a relationship with Jesus. And it's no different than you and I talking right now. That's all that Jesus wants from you, is for you to talk to him and let him be a part of your life, because he will heal you.
What's the thing if you could help this? Because church hurt's a real thing. Like, because people, even the second rule in the Warriors Way is no blame, no shame, no judgment. But judgments get tossed around in churches all day. Heck, it's like you're supposed to say Christian, but even Matthew chapter 7, 1 through 3 is Jesus going, hey, don't judge people.
That's right.
Don't do that. Yeah, people is the first thing they do. Like, you're going to hell.
Absolutely.
Like, hold on a second. I am.
Absolutely.
You don't know. Like,
Christ met people exactly where they were at. I'm no better than Christ. So what gives me that right?
It's not your job.
Pass judgment.
So what would you say for people who are like, man, you had some church hurt? Like, how can you give them that renewed faith without having to rely on the judgments of others?
I think number one is you have to get away from denominational churches.
Okay.
Go non-denominational that is a Bible preaching church. That's your first.
That makes sense. What was Jesus's church?
And what he
didn't go to church.
It was his church.
He would go out and pray in private, right? He didn't go to the church.
No.
So, all right.
And church with him was gathering on a hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, this is church today. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and I will go into the dark places to save people and to pull people out of that.
My dude. Yeah.
Because that's what Jesus did. Jesus didn't judge.
Yep.
Hey,
let's talk a little bit about how that equine therapy.
The horse therapy.
Yeah.
So we have been on a property now. I've been on it for about 6 weeks, working it, getting it back into shape and ready. We are having our first gala event December 2nd. We've moved it just because there was so much happening,
right?
With our hunting seasons and that, and then having to get certified and through Hooves out of Ohio. Just a lot going on, and we didn't want to throw for lack of a better term, a crap show for an event. We wanted to knock it out of the park for being the very first one. And the people deserve that, and the veterans deserve that, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And so we decided to push it back. And this gala event is hopefully we're going to be able to showcase the property. We're wanting to be launched by January of 2024.
Okay.
So if everything stays on the timeline that we're on right now, I think it's going to be a good deal.
All right, so I know what this is, but I don't think a lot of people know what equine therapy is, or what that does, or how it works. Can you give people a little bit of insight of, like, what is that? I've never heard of it.
Well, I think first of all, number one, you have to understand that horses are a prey animal, so they depend on a pecking order, a leader, if you will. And so they're looking for something or someone that can protect them, right? So that's the first thing that we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got to understand that as a person, when you step into a pen, an arena, what have you, that horse, the first time it meets you, it is going to mirror you exactly where you're at. So if you're wound up tight, that horse is going to be wound up tight, and there's going to be no connection there because this horse is looking for protection. they're a herd animal, and so they're looking to connect. They want to connect, and you've got to give them a reason to connect with you.
Yeah.
And what that does is that forces you to put your emotions in check. And in order to put your emotions in check, you got to be real about
You
them.
be aware of them.
You got to be aware of them. You've got to call yourself to the carpet.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't do that, you're never going to make that connection.
Yeah. You want to hear a really fun psychology thing with this?
Absolutely.
So I was talking with Dr. Saperstein. He's out in California. He does hypnotherapy and works with the counseling aspect of like real deep grief work. He actually brought to my attention for humans. Do you believe that we are a predator or a prey animal?
Well, from everything I've been told, we're a predator.
All right. So then you look at the traits of a predator. Like, what are predator traits? Usually the canine teeth will be sharp because they would have to kill.
Yep.
What kind of claws or what kind of like weapons do they have?
Yeah.
And if you look at humans, as far as the weapons that we naturally have, we don't have natural weapons. We are actually a prey animal. We don't have sharp teeth. We don't have claws, and we have lower senses than most animals.
Wow.
We are a herd animal also. We're a pack animal. We're a social
and that's
creature.
That's why.
And that's why the equine therapy works is you're a pack leader as a herd animal also, not a predator leading a prey. We are both prey animals with a hierarchy.
Well, and here's the other side of that, though. Think about this. So in Scripture, the Scripture tells us we weren't created to be alone.
Correct.
So right there you have it.
Yes.
And that's why us coming together as a village, as a tribe, if you will, is so important, because so many veterans out there are being isolated and
Correct.
alone.
You're
They,
speaking my language now.
They don't want to expose their weaknesses.
Yep.
The demons that they're dealing with, because in their mind it makes them weak or small, which is total BS.
It's the opposite, yeah. But they don't know that, because if you're isolated, all you have is the demons. You got no other resources to lean on.
That's right. And so that's why something like this is so impactful. And I mean, this today, if this changes one life today, saves one veteran from chewing on the end of a 9mm, then it's been a success.
Yeah. Well said.
And it's just taking the time to invest in people. You know, Scripture tells us be mindful of where we store our treasures up. Well, what is the most precious thing we got? The human life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why is it that the concept is the guy with the most toys at the end of the game wins? So we invest in stuff that means absolutely nothing, when we should be investing. I should be investing in you and saying, bro, if you're in, I don't care if it's 2:00 in the morning and you're doing battle with the demons, you call me and we're going to do battle together.
Correct.
That's how it should be.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's got to be a place where people know to do that.
Absolutely.
And this is why I'm going to go biblical with you, because people do need to be able to know that they can combat that church hurt. Because, and this is usually even from being a child. This isn't necessarily the church. This is even like the indoctrination of a parent's hard rule, or like them misquoting a scripture to be like, I rule by the rod. Like, I'm going to punish the child because I don't want you to be spoiled. Like, and they go hard, way harder than you need
along with truth, you have to preach grace.
But then we have to also challenge truth. We have to challenge truth at that point, because a lot of times people will create their own truth and then force that, because at that point truth becomes agreement. Like, whatever I think it is, do you agree or disagree? You're like, I agree with that. Well, then that becomes truth.
That becomes truth, absolutely.
And so, like, then it just turns into might makes right in most parent dynamics, especially really hard parents.
If you read the Bible for what it is, it's black, white, and red.
Right.
Take it for what it says. Don't try to put your own spin on it.
We all do.
Yeah.
You know, what it says is what it says.
It makes it tough now, because now you got kids growing up going like, it seems like God is bad, because when Dad would beat the hell out of me, he blamed God for why he did it. And you're like, hold on, that's not God. Well, that wasn't God.
No.
Hold on.
And the thing is God extends grace. I mean, think of the two criminals at Christ's crucifixion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the one criminal was like, you know, if you're truly the Son of God, then save us.
Yeah.
And the other one said, I believe that you are the Son of God. And Jesus told him, surely you will be with me today.
Yeah. You're speaking spirit side, man. So I want to keep going your direction. I love this because there's different warrior types. And this is something that we bring up often, is that you got your mind warriors, your body warriors, your heart warriors, your spirit warriors. And your spirit warrior, you're like, no, you lead by faith, you lead by soul, you lead by spirit. That's where your strength comes from. Also, but we also try to forget that, like, it is what connects us, our minds, our bodies. No, those are just pieces. It's the spirit or the soul of us. Our souls connect, our heart connects.
Yeah.
But when you go in and you go into combat, you go into battle, you go into like difficult situations, which part do we repress most in order to like make it through? Well, you can't have all these emotions running wild because you have to action right now.
Right.
And I can't be in like some open spirit connection because I'm ending spirits. That one's going to go. That one's going to go. These are tough dynamics. You're in a battle mindset. And so in order to come back to go like, how do I get back to grace? How do I get back to connection? How do I open that up? It's the word that seems to be really awkward when you get into mindset and it gets into body is the word surrender. Because if I go into thinking and I go into like action, surrender means I quit and I lose. And you started off by saying, don't quit, don't give up, right? Well, that's where it's the opposite, spirit and heart side. The spirit and heart side, surrender is actually stronger.
Yeah.
Help
Because
explain.
At that point, so it's just like a wild horse. Okay, let's take a Mustang. So that horse, all it knows is its freedom and running. It's unbridled.
Yep.
It has no life. It's spending for its life every day, right? But if that horse can make a heart connection, and that's what it is.
Yes.
The equine therapy is based on a heart connection.
Correct.
Because those horses can sense that. And if you're trying to connect with them, and I think men need to get over the fear or whatever it is. And it's okay to use the word love. But if you can allow your heart to love, once again, let it become soft and not calloused, and understand truly what love is.
Yep.
And you surrender. And that's what that horse does,
Mm-hmm.
is it surrenders, it trusts you, right? And once you get it under bridle, it's the surrendering. Now it truly becomes free.
Yeah.
Because now it serves a purpose. And it's the same way with us in a relationship with Christ. We've been running just like a wild Mustang most of our lives.
You know,
Go ahead.
Me and Rick was just talking about how, warriors, we can go into combat and not think twice about the bullets flying, the mortar rounds flying, people getting shot, taking lives, losing lives, all that stuff. We just accept that as part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when we come back and it's time to heal, and you put us in that group, we instantly become afraid, and the conversations stop or they get deflected,
And the answer and the question to that is why?
Yeah.
Because everybody suffers that same.
Yeah. And like the same suffering for like the fear of opening up or the fear of vulnerability, the fear of people being able to like hurt me because I've given like my armor goes down. We got to armor up in order to do like damage. Like, and there has to be a disconnection. Let's just call it what it is. There is a disconnection from empathy, compassion, and love in order to do maximum harm. Like, there has to be a disconnect. And that means we have to have a screw loose to even do it. It's pretty tough.
Yeah, and
Just so you guys know, we're so live it hurts right now. Like, they're just doing band checks. If you're wondering what's going on, like, you got these guys just screaming in the background.
they're yelling at us.
Here we are trying to pull people out of the fire.
Yeah.
Hey guys, get off the gravel.
Hey, we never said where the demons were.
Yeah,
That's right.
they're on the gravel.
That's right. I'm going back to the gravel.
Absolutely.
But here we are, like, but that's where it is. We cut off the humanity to defend what we believe is right. But then when it's time to come back to humanity, how do you turn it back on?
Contagion effect.
And especially if you've made a career out of war.
Yes.
And so, there's a lot of scars there. There's a lot of wounds. And it's not something that heals overnight. It's a process like everything.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't, the healing cannot begin until you voice it.
Mm-hmm.
Till you voice, I'm dealing with some crap. Then it becomes real. Now we can address those issues.
Yep.
But until you are willing to say and be transparent, it's like that saying, you're your own worst enemy.
Yeah.
You cannot help somebody that's not willing to help themselves.
Well, I think that's why the equine therapy is so helpful. Is like, what's a first step to be able to at least address this without having to be like vulnerable to the judgment, vulnerable to guilt, vulnerable to the vulnerability of the shame that comes from what is. And so being able to have that conversation with something that you don't need to have the conversation with that can connect with you, I think equine therapy is a great place to at least begin your journey.
Well, and the other thing is, you're taking a 1,200-pound animal, and you're basically putting yourself in a position where you're at its mercy. Because if that horse wants to stomp, it can. You're not going to control it.
Yeah.
So you have to make that connection.
Yeah.
And so it's a great reference to how big our God really is. And so being able to
I really want to hear you.
to go to that
we're competing
to
now.
go to that horse,
Yeah.
and open your heart up and your soul to that horse.
Yeah.
And begin that process. I mean, we see it every day. I've seen my wife who has PTS.
Yep.
I
like that you didn't add the D. I'm glad you didn't add the D. There's a lot of people who work with like neuro-linguistic programming. It's not a disorder, and it is beatable. Like
That's
there
right.
are people who are beating it every day.
Absolutely.
It's not you don't have a disorder. You just have gone through some shit.
That's right.
Yeah,
And
I like
we
that
all
you did that. Good job. Like, well done.
It's just I've seen a Mustang after our next youngest daughter passed away in March. We went up and visited a Mustang ranch in Wheeler, Wyoming, and my wife walked up to this stable, and she had her back to this Mustang. And this is how sensitive these animals are. This Mustang reached its head over the edge, and it wrapped its head around her neck and pulled her in. And she just started losing it because she knew that horse felt her pain. And it was saying, I got you.
Got you, yeah.
So that's the impact that these animals can make. And what a better way to take those first steps to healing.
What a good teacher. Look at this horse. Look at this horse. No words needed. Just going like, hey, man. Hey.
Absolutely, man.
You, bro.
And why can a horse do that, but we can't?
What's the guard up to if we do it as people? Like, man, I'm here with you, bro. I'm here with you.
Absolutely.
Like, dude, man.
What's wrong with? I mean, you noticed with me. I walked up to him and I was like, man. I put my hand on him and
put the
arm
Miss
around
J
the
shoulder.
Too.
Yeah.
You know, Miss J is so for us. It's about family.
Yeah.
Produce Outfitters Ministry, and I even told, I told Big Daddy here. I'm like,
that's his code name, Big Daddy.
I said,
chairs.
Welcome to the Deuce family, because that's what you are a member of now moving forward. You're a part of our family.
Yeah.
And same with you. You're now officially a part of the dog family. So 2 o'clock at night, you're going to do battle. Call me, and we'll do battle. I'm not afraid to be a gunfighter.
Yep.
I was born in a family of gunfighters. So that's our commitment. That's our continued commitment. Deuce Outfitters Ministry is not a one stop and done, a one and done.
Yeah.
We are about continued relationships, continue moving forward, and continually being there for our family. So
I like it. All right, now that we got a beat for you, Deuce, I need you to freestyle.
now,
Yeah, let's go. Need a bit.
Big Daddy Don, you freestyle it.
Here we go.
There's no rhythm in this guy.
Guys,
it don't matter if I'm listening to rock or country, I have the same beat.
Yes. Just freestyle to whatever song's in your heart. Go for it.
My head bobs at one set thing.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I'm really happy they're doing a 65-minute band check. That's awesome. Makes me feel good inside.
No, I feel
It's
healed.
really good. Yeah, so here you are dropping like some of the best info that somebody would hear today. And we got old Tom drums over here going ape. So that's wonderful. I gotta say, my OCD is loving this.
Oh, it's getting ready because
Rick's demon has now moved from the gravel to the stage.
Race into acceptance right now. Coming to like
Just
this.
breathe.
This is
Just
where we
breathe.
are. It actually is a
All
good
right,
thing.
brother.
It's a beautiful thing. I can't hear the amazing things you're sharing right now. It's so good. It's actually it's a good moment where you're here saying the best knowledge of just the decades of experience and wisdom being drowned out by this one drum being hit over and over again. So really happy about that.
Rick, if you need me to, I'll have him turn it up a little bit.
That would be, I was actually going to request. So reading my mind, I'm appreciating all of this. So good. So good. So,
oh man, this is great. This is what it's about, though. It's about just breathing.
You know,
Letting your guard down and have some fun and breathe.
I think the camaraderie of this is going to bring back a lot of people. You know, because when you get darker and you start going deeper and deeper, and that isolation comes, it's because you feel like that camaraderie, your identity, and
longer
everything has been
exists.
taken away from you.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
Yep,
until
absolutely.
you show somebody that it is out there, and when Herostock ends, it's not over. You just created new friends, new lifelines, people to reach out to.
It's just like when somebody has a PTS attack. It's just a moment, right? And don't let a moment wreck the rest of your life. Just like when this ends, it's just for a moment. The camaraderie doesn't end, just like you said. If this is the beginning, this is launching relationships if you'll let it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's just a mindset. This can be the greatest thing that you ever attended, and some of the greatest people that you've ever met. And we all come from different walks of life, and that's the cool thing about this, because we all come from different walks of life, but we all have the same goal.
Yeah.
Right? So that there proves that all people can get along from every walk of life.
We're all just trying to take care of our people.
That's right.
It doesn't matter what it is. The goal at the end is like, I want to make sure that my people are safe, secure, and good.
That's right.
And like, we all got our stuff. I think it's great, man. I love what you're saying.
What's going
I
on,
agree
Brian?
with you completely. It's all good things. Very good things.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you guys for allowing me to be the first.
The Deuce. Preach this. We appreciate you so much, man.
Absolutely, man. It's been great.
Ministry.
Get a hold of me later on in the show. Let's talk some more, and
Yeah.
we'll let everybody see what's going on.
Heck yeah. How can people get in touch with you if they're like, man, I love this guy? How do I get in touch? How do I support what you're doing? Like, how do I do it if I wanted to do that?
So you can go to our webpage, which is www.Deuce, which is DOOSE Outfitters Ministry.com.
Yep.
You can go there, and there's a link there that'll, I think we're hooked up to Give Butter, to Venmo, to PayPal. And so you can either do a one-time donation, you can set it up to be a monthly supporter. Same connection is made through our Facebook page. And I think I have one of those, what do they call them little skew things that you can...
QR code?
Yeah.
You just scan it?
Instagram, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, you can go all those ways, or you can reach out to me directly. And my phone number is on every one of our social media sites. There's my brother.
What's up? There he is, Jason. Actually, a good time. We're about to switch. Deuce is finishing out his promotion. Yeah, but go to Deuce's Instagram, check out his stuff, click the QR code, support, get a membership, make it so you can help out some more people, right? Like
Absolutely.
You said, if it even helps one, you did a good job.
That's right. So thank you for having me on. Yeah. It sounds like they're flushing me down the toilet.
Sounds like something did. All right, see you later.
All right. Yeah, man. Take care.
All right, talk about the intro now. Welcome, Jason Steiner. Welcome to the show, brother.
So happy to be here.
Here we are. I'm going to need you to eat the microphone, though.
All right, I can do that.
Yeah.
Fans a little loud.
Yes, they are. All right, so, Jason, now that you got your intro that is never going to stop, it's a nonstop intro for you.
Right.
All right, so tell us what we got here. What was the dream? Where did you get going here? We got to hear what's going on with Herostock, so people can go like, holy shit, you're doing things?
Herostock was one night hangout. And here we are.
All right, so here we are. You had a vision. You were doing a thing. Like, I want the story. Give me the story.
I don't know. I can tell the story.
What's the short story before your song is over?
So, we started it last year. It was one night, one off. It's expanded, obviously. We want to bring everybody together. We want nonprofits to work together. We want to all play in that sandbox and make a difference.
Yeah, there was a need. There was something missing. Everybody's trying to do their piece, but it's unorganized.
Right.
And so everybody's out doing their own thing, but nobody's able to collaborate effectively to have one giant unit of like, how do we take care of our veterans?
Right.
And so you're like, my vision is to connect everybody.
It is, and it's the hub. It's to connect everybody.
Yeah. So it seems like that's really needed, because how quickly has everybody been like, thank you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's been very thankful.
Yeah, man, it's such a big deal too. Like, we got a lot of things going on here, not just camaraderie, but also like memory, music. We got law firms, we've got podcasts, we've got motorcycle clubs, we've got rucking, we've got all this stuff. How did you even begin pulling all this together, man?
A lot of it, I reached out through Facebook, and people just started reaching out to me now to be part of it because they see what we're doing.
Yeah,
and it's really cool, man. When everybody comes together,
it's fun, man. All right,
what's going on, Bulletproof?
What's your favorite part so far?
My favorite part so far was a pre-party last night.
Just the sound check.
That was a great time getting to sit around before the singers to just hang out.
Yeah.
And let them jam a little bit. We're all hooting and hollering. And great time.
That was awesome. It was really fun. It's cool too, because like all of the people who like, man, I would love to hang out with that person. I love their music. I love their show. I love their stuff. We're all just hanging out, just having a good time, man.
Yeah, hanging out with Scotty and Barbara and Taylor and everybody, Joe Allen. It was so cool.
Well played, man. It was very, very cool. So, man, it's got all right. So let's get some reality check for people who are dreamers, also, man. Here you are. What was your life like before you just started going, let's just do this thing? What do you do in your regular life?
So,
yes.
Who did it?
So
leave it to some veterans, man.
There's always a fire.
By the way, I believe that was set off by our hazer, so there's no emergency. I think we're just fine.
All right. So, what was your life like before you're like, let's create something to unify everybody?
I was working with a nonprofit. I helped start the veteran Nebraska Warrior Hockey Program, and it was for disabled veterans. it kind of went sideways. You know, we had some issues within the board and that kind of stuff, and it made it tough, you know, and this actually spun off of that because I saw that need to bring people together, to have a night to just hang out, to not have to stress and worry and think about the demons and that kind of stuff. So that was kind of where this came from, you know, and my life was, I ran a nonprofit and I own my own tile business. So, you know, it was a busy life.
Yeah.
Now that I've done this, my life has changed a lot. It's a very busier life. I was just telling
up sleeping.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm getting about 2 hours a night. But I was telling somebody outside, I said, you know, in the last 3 days, I've had like 175 phone calls, 300 to 400 texts in the last 3 days, and I'm like, my phone has never went off that much, you know. But you know, you're making these friends. You're making friends from different states, from, you know, because I think we've got 9 different states right now that I know of that's here. Yeah. You know, so I mean, that's pretty cool to be able to have those relationships outside of our veteran community here in Nebraska.
Absolutely.
And bringing them in and saying, show us what you're doing.
Yeah, bring us together. Man, it's beautiful. Also, it's kind of cool. You're a tile guy. Like, I have a tile business. That's what I do. Like, this is where I think it's one of those things where a lot of people stop dreaming because they do what they think they have to do.
Right.
And, like, you're like, no, I can actually make your bathroom look fucking badass, but also help change the world.
Right. Yeah, and you know, it pays my bills. What we do here is all 100% free. Yeah. I don't get a dime for anything we do. Matter of fact, I'm losing quite a bit out of pocket for what we're doing, you know. So, and that's all nonprofits, right? You're running a nonprofit. You're more than likely you're digging in your own pocket to make it work.
Yeah.
You know, so my board's all volunteer. We had a ton of volunteers jump in today to help set stuff up and help keep things going, and nobody's making a dime. Like, nobody is getting paid for themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and that's cool to see the amount of people that's jumped into it. They're not making any money.
There's actually a lot of donations and people like here to give more than here to take.
Yep.
And like, this is one thing that is actually kind of cool about it, is getting back to the roots of doing what is right versus the corporate concept that we've seen, like really beautiful ideas get corrupted and ruined. You're like, no, we're not here to take from you. Right. We're here to give from you. And one thing I really pray is that as Herostock, which is inevitably grows, that spirit stays there, that we're here to give and here to serve those who serve, and not here to take advantage of those who serve.
Mission first. Yeah. Mission first. It will always stay mission first.
Well, I mean, this is hopefully as long as you're running the boat, because like this is where like you see like when the torch is passed to somebody who didn't build it, and they're like, well, let's corporate this whole thing and let's turn some money out of this. And you're like, wait, you're killing the dream.
Yep. We've actually already had that pitch.
Yeah.
To make this a bigger thing under a huge name.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking national type stuff, but they don't want to run it the way we are running it. And sorry, that's not the vision. That's not what we're doing.
Yeah. Let's just call it what it is. Like when the devil tempts, he tempts from what people want. And like, let's make you rich, man.
Yep.
Let's make it so you have a lot. Let's make it big. Let's make you huge. And you're like, man, that could be pretty cool. You know, like finances is good. All the opportunities are good. Take it to the big level. Like, but you have to corrupt all of your morals and ideals.
Yep. And that will never happen.
Right. And so that's where it's a beautiful thing, is even tempted, you're like, I'm staying strong in my faith on this one. We have to serve those who serve.
Yep.
Well done, brother. Well done.
We talked about this at the pre-party. You know, you have dreamers and integrators, and you have to have both.
Yep.
Right.
And as the person that created it goes away, they lose the guy behind them. They didn't originally have the dream. They fell in on it. Right. So now they're half dreamers, half integrators, you know. And it's tough, just like you said, to keep that dream alive, because, you know, I know with Gunroom Radio, man, I'm passionate as hell about it.
Right.
You know, and that was another reason why when I set up the board, you know, I gave myself no vote. I'm strictly there for a tie, because I'm thinking with my dreams and my passions, not necessarily what is best to integrate.
Right.
And that's where, you know, the rest of the board members come, because they don't have the dream because they didn't start it. They're along for the ride.
Right.
It takes both. It really does.
And I have a great board. I really do. My board is amazing. Jesse and Coco, they help run Wheels for Warriors USA too, and he saw what we did last year, and he's like, man, I want to be a piece of this. This is really cool, and he's an event guy, and so they jumped right in and with us. I got Ron Riley. He works with the VSOs, that kind of thing, so he talks to a lot of these groups and lets them understand what we're doing. You know, I don't have to do all that myself. I've got somebody else that can jump out there and do that too. Tim Cray, he's the guy that reels me back in. When I start throwing out there too far, he's like, hold on, just pull her back just a little bit. Let's think about this. You know, so it's cool to have a board like that. Cindy's amazing. She's my secretary. She does a great job. Tim's also my treasurer, but it's fun to have people that understand what you're doing and they want to see that succeed and grow forward and have that group that will grab me every now and then, because I'm a wild child. I want.
we need that. We need that, and I think that's the beauty of having the visionary and having the dreamer, is because like we have to have somebody who believes in more.
Yep.
And like believes in like, and this is one thing I actually am really happy with, like society and the way things have gone. People have gotten so self-absorbed, and so like the one thing I get into even in one training was like, well, the second oldest religion is meism. It's about me. I want to be the one. It's about me. I'm the center of the world. I'm the center of the universe.
Right.
And I think what we're finding is that the social media trends and the pushes that people are like, it's all about me. It's all about me. It's starting to crumble. It's starting to fall apart. It's not about you, because together we're stronger. And stuff like this is such a bright beacon of hope to go like, you know what? No, it's not about me. It's about us. It's about we, if you will, you know, like, and you going like, it's time for leaders to start leading with integrity and moral stability and with like, do the right thing mindset, not who is right, but what is right. And so even when tempted by the devil saying, I will not bend the knee to this. It's about all of us together, not about me getting from you.
And one thing that we really focus on here is to make sure that we have really good nonprofits. Like, we're veteran nonprofits. We want them to be good stand-up nonprofits that aren't corrupt. They aren't doing the wrong thing. We want to be able to place a veteran or a first responder with one of these groups and know, you know, they may not fit that group, but we know that they're not going into a toxic group, you know, to put them into a tailspin where all of a sudden, holy shit, now we're in this group and it's toxic and I'm worse off now than I was before I joined this group. You know, and that's one of the huge pieces that we're trying to stick to is you have to be an upstanding nonprofit to even be a piece of this.
I like that. It's almost like the Better Business Bureau is not doing it right. So we're going to build our own that does it right.
And there's really no Better Business Bureau for nonprofits, for veteran nonprofits, right?
It needs to be. And there needs to be a place where there are people who they won't do you right. And we have found out they won't do you right. And like time exposes. And so you're able to go like, we have found which ones they are in it for the wrong reasons and they'll hurt you. And we don't want to hurt our people more than they've already been hurt. The thing is that like, how would you speak to like the level of sacrifice versus the treatment after the sacrifice? Like a lot of people here are here to like, I know myself and I know Don, I know you are like, we've gone into hell on purpose to protect, to serve, and be able to take care of people. We've gone into battle. And then now when we're out of battle and we've sacrificed ourselves to be able to protect, and now it's like, how is it treated and how can we fix that? Like, what is your opinion?
It's community, having that community, right? You got to have the community around you that is like-minded, that thinks like you, that talks like you. That the veteran community is a weird community because it's a very small community, but yet it's a very big community. And having that community to be around you, to surround yourself with good people, that's part of getting through that struggle, right? Because everybody still struggles, even after they get out. They still struggle
even
one way or another.
Even more so.
Yeah. You know, so you've got that constant struggle. Well, if you surround yourself with this family, this good community, that's how you beat that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like it. So if you're out there and you're one of the guys who's like, they've gone through, they served, and they're like, man, I am struggling because isolation is like the biggest killer for us men and for the people that serve. Isolation is a monster. And so like, no. There's a community now.
Right.
And there's a place where you can come where you're not crazy.
Yep.
There's a place where if you need to heal, we don't throw drugs at you. We help you heal because most people don't want to do the work to help you get trained through that.
It's much easier to throw a pill at you.
Yeah.
I mean,
here's a handful. Here's a scoop.
Yeah.
I
didn't even measure.
Delivered yesterday.
Yeah.
There's
a bucket of them. Just take whatever you want.
Oh, one doesn't work. Here's 10.
Yeah.
10 doesn't work. Here's 100. We're just going to keep pushing these pills, and we've seen it's proven fact that it puts you into a worse spot than you were before you started taking it.
Yeah.
So Shannon Book said it best when he was on my show. The pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know, but these drugs were not created for a lifelong. They are there to help you get in through a situation, and then once you've healed, come off of it. Right. You don't leave a cast on your arm after it's broke.
Right.
Well, these drugs are not designed for you to take your whole life.
Right.
But they don't want you. The pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know. So the kickbacks and everything else go back to the doctors just to keep prescribing it.
Yep.
You feel good? Keep taking.
Yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
It's tough.
And
is a phone call? What is this?
I don't know. It says my camera was unplugged.
Oh,
all right, y'all keep going. I'll fix it.
Yeah, we technical difficulties. Let's go ahead and we're so live it hurts right now. In case you guys are curious, the background noise, the band, the screaming. Right. We got a bunch of people running around, and now the camera just stops working. This is real life, man.
It is.
Yeah,
and you adapt and overcome, right?
Yeah. This is just part of the show. So. Yeah, well, now that they can't see us anymore, but man, it's such a cool thing. I want to give you a lot of praise because there's a lot of talk I've heard of people who like the idea of this. And I've also done podcasts with people who are like, man, I wish that we could all put it together. I wish we could put it together and to be able to say like, you know what? Not only will we do it, we'll do it right. It's such an honor, man. It's an honor to know you, an honor to call you a brother, man. It's such a cool thing.
Yeah.
It's such a cool boom, shoulder boom, blowing things up, secret handshake.
But it's cool to bring like we got guitars for vets.
Yep.
To be able to include them into what we're doing and actually showcase what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because that music to me is therapeutic.
Yeah.
Like that is, I'll get in my truck, roll the windows down, crank the music, and just jam. That's my therapy.
Yeah, let it soak in, right?
Yeah.
I got something for you to soak in. All right. Things have been going so fast for the last year. Have you had a moment to reflect and catch up to like the blips in life right now that you're in the middle of like some of the coolest moments of your life? And like, have you caught it, or are you so busy you may be missing it?
I'm missing pieces. I know I'm missing pieces because it's been so chaotic.
Yeah.
And this thing has grown so fast.
Yeah.
We never expected it to be where it is today.
Yeah.
And so I have missed. I know I've missed some, but there's some that you kind of sit back and you're like, wow,
that was awesome.
Last night, last night really isn't going to hit me probably for a week.
That's what I was saying. I was telling the guys, I'm like, you do know we're in a blip right now, right? You do know. So like, I use the word blip. Want to hear something fun? Here's a cool training that I do. I ask people, what is happiness? Like people are searching for it. I want happiness. You want happiness?
Sure.
I want happiness, right? And they're like, well, what is it? And then you start going to the books. You start going to YouTube. You start going to Who's the Experts, right?
Right.
I actually publicly putting this out there. I will debate Arthur C. Brooks on this. Harvard professor who writes books on happiness. I'll do the debate. Because they go, like, what's happiness to you? What's happiness to me? It's a different answer, right? We know it's subjective. We know it's a different answer.
Yep.
Well, he says the definition of happiness is A, you get into Harvard, easy,
Sure,
Harvard, and then
yeah.
the class that sells out in like 30 minutes for happiness. You just got to be the first in line.
Right.
And then after that, you learn the 3 pieces of happiness that we go over the semester, which is enjoyment, satisfaction, and purpose.
Right.
Which, of course, is 3 new subjective terms that all mean something different to each of us. So, seems pretty simple.
Right.
1 subjective term is 3 more subjective terms. Get into Harvard and be the first ones in.
Right.
Then you'll be able to find happiness. It's going to be easy, right?
Sure.
I know people who have never been to Harvard who are happy as hell.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not the answer.
Right.
I have a definition for you to check out. The awareness of the blips in life that are found in nouns or verbs. Doesn't sound like the definition of happiness until you break it down. The awareness. Last night, were you aware that it was happening in the moment?
Right.
Did I even catch it when it was going on? I have to see it first to know what's there.
Right.
What's a blip? A blip is by definition a temporary moment. It doesn't matter if it's a minute, an hour, a day, or a week.
Sure.
It's only going to last for a little bit of time and then go away, which means you're not supposed to be happy all the time.
Right.
What is life? Life is how we measure time. It's the timeline that we live in.
Sure.
What's a noun? People, places, things.
Yep.
What's a verb? Stuff I like to do.
Right. Right.
So we're talking, we're hanging,
Right.
we're verbing right now. In which case, are you aware that the blip, the temporary moment when it's happening, and they're all over the place? It's the coffee you're drinking. It's the cool clothes you get to wear. It's the conversations you get to have. It's all around us at all times. But did you even know you were in one? Because it's going to go away.
Right.
This amazing day at Herostock is a blip. But most people, it will come, it will go, and they won't even realize how amazing the blip was.
Yep.
But you were surrounded by blessings.
Yeah.
And like that's why I say the presence in the present is where peace is going to be, because most of the time we didn't even know you're in one.
Right.
We're having one
We're having it
right
right
now.
Yep.
We get
100%.
to hang out with each other. We live 8 to 10 hours away from each other.
Yep.
And we get to have a blip where we get to hang out with each other today.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, it's awesome. And there's going to be a lot of blips.
there's a lot of
through the day.
blips.
You
And
know,
if you're listening to this, you're sitting in blips right now. You're probably sitting on a blip, your favorite couch or your favorite chair, with your favorite cup of coffee,
Right.
with your favorite people.
And that's
Like,
your blip.
You're in blips all day.
Yep.
And if there's one thing I could give to people, even in this conversation, is take a little bit of time to recognize that you're actually in gratitude and blessings.
Yep.
And we're so concerned with what's going wrong, the next problem, the next issue, putting out the next fire, that you forgot to enjoy what you put the fires out for.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's I'm trying to enjoy the moments today
yeah.
because they're already happening.
You're
So.
sitting all. How many hugs have you gotten already?
50, 60.
Some people are wishing they could have one hug. Can I just get one freaking hug today?
They just want to touch my beard. Though.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Listen, I get it. Actually, here's what we'll do one day. I have guys. They go, Rick, how's your beard like that? I'm like, I straighten it.
Right.
We're gonna have to straighten your beard one day. Just straighten it real smooth. Get you a silky beard.
I love it. I
It's
love
gonna be
it.
fun, man. So, what are some things that like are coming up that people should be like, you don't want to miss when Jason is what? What's some of the things you're excited for in the agenda?
Man, we've got a lot of stuff we're looking at. We're looking at Nashville, doing an event down in Nashville, probably a 1 to 2 day. We're looking at doing an event down in Rolla, Missouri with 2 drunk dudes in a gun room.
Yeah.
And Operation Encore.
Yeah.
Getting to have the Operation Encore people would come in and sing for us. So we're really looking forward to that. We've been invited out to 19 different states. So this thing, as it grows and it evolves, of course, the mission never changes. The purpose never changes. We continue to grow it. We actually take it out. We start showing people in these different states. This is how veteran nonprofits work together.
Hell yeah.
This is what it's about.
This is how it's supposed to be done.
Yep.
What
So-
about today that you're looking forward to?
Today, so Bravo Zulu Group, they're going to be parachuting in.
That's cool.
20 by 40 American flag.
That's
Super
cool.
excited for that.
Yeah.
Last year we had a helicopter fly over during the anthem. This year we had to up it and have parachuters come in.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta one up it. So next year's the Blue Angels.
Which
We're
is
just
good.
gonna.
And then
free
after
fall.
that, you're gonna shoot a rocket into space.
Yeah. With the monkey on it.
And then after that, we got a moon landing.
Right.
So we'll make that happen.
Yeah.
I think the vision is clear.
Yeah. I mean, it's just bigger. No, my daughter sings at 3:15.
It's exciting.
It is.
You're already proud, Papa.
Yep.
Already proud. You're like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm so excited.
She kills me every time.
You're gonna you get teared up, don't
I'm
you?
gonna bawl. I'm gonna bawl like a baby.
Your bawling is gonna make us bawling, and then he's gonna start bawling, and then they're gonna start. It's gonna be
Yeah. And we have some amazing bands. You got guitars for vets.
Yeah.
We got to sit around with Taylor last night and have her pick around a little bit, sing
Yeah.
some songs, so I'm excited for
Scotty
that.
was jamming
Scotty
with
was-
us.
Yep.
That was cool.
We've got Barbara and Joe that are going to be jamming with us. Last night they did. Now they get to play a couple songs today. And Dylan Bloom Band, we heard him warming up when I first got on.
Yes,
Just an
we did.
amazing.
We
dude.
really did hear them.
Really loud.
They were really warming up. I hope they have got to be warm. I think that was the fire alarm.
Yeah, right.
They're so warmed up. In which case, they're warm.
They're warm.
We heard it.
Blue Collar Band, I actually just got to meet them today.
Very fun.
So that was really cool to actually get to meet them in person because I've talked to them. You know, we're emailing, we're texting, we're calling, and to actually meet them in person, that was pretty cool.
Very cool. We also got Wheels for Warriors. They're doing a thing, right? What's the thing they do?
Just a little thing.
Just a small thing.
Yeah.
What's the small thing they're doing?
So they're giving away a custom motorcycle to a veteran.
Kind of badass.
Kind of badass. and again, I will be crying because their presentations are so moving.
Yeah.
It's one of the coolest things you'll ever see. You know, we have so many pieces today and so many people that jumped in, and it's like I can't name everybody because we'd be sitting here for like 3.5, 4 hours, and I'm just naming off names. So you know, Deuce is giving away a hunt this year. We've got Unzip Mind podcast that came in from Oregon.
Okay. What do they do? I want to hear what Unzip Mind does.
So they actually work in the mental health field.
Yeah,
and
I can relate.
Yeah, and very good podcast. It's a fun podcast, but they will get deep into that. You know, the number 22, which now we know has changed to 44 a day.
Really?
Yes.
It doubled.
Yes.
What is going on?
It's not having the community.
Man,
it's not having that. But it's 1.83 per hour veterans that we lose a day.
Insane number.
Wow.
Like 22 was already hard. It's doubled. Yeah, like if anybody's listening to what's happening right now, you need to start sharing with the people you care about because that isolation right now is so heavy. Yep. And the honest to God, it really is feeling like the amount of loss that everyone is holding on to and then feeling like they have nowhere to work on this without blame, shame, judgment, guilt.
Yep.
Like without those pieces where you can start working on it. I'm right there. I do the same work with these guys. They got to know there's a place where you can work on this, where you're not a problem.
Right.
You're part of the solution team. You're not an issue for others to have to deal with, and you're not a disorder because you sacrificed to be able to help people. You're not a disorder.
Yep.
Yeah. No, there's a place where we heal that and we train. You're just untrained here to come back.
Right.
And there's training for it. We do it.
Right.
And man, I'm glad that you're connecting people like me, connecting people with them to go like, man, 44 is crazy.
It's an insane number.
And
then to top it, so and this just isn't a veteran number. This is an actual number. For every person that commits suicide, 1 out of 3 of their children will commit suicide.
Damn it.
So start putting those numbers together, and you're seeing where the trend's going. You're seeing where the numbers are going. We don't get afforded the resources through the government.
Mm-hmm.
That they don't. Again, I think it's kind of that we don't want to fix it because we can sell pills. We can sell this and we can make money on this.
Profit off.
You know, and yeah, you're profiting off the back of somebody that gave their part of their life.
It's almost like you have to like fight to create a community of hope again because we're against the community that's trying to promote hopelessness for profit.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Right.
Damn.
So then we do events like this. We bring everybody together. We let them have that night to hang out, to connect, to meet new nonprofits, to meet new veterans, to meet new first responders, to share that, because our first responders go through as much bullshit or more bullshit than we did in the military.
Every day. They have to go into somebody's nightmare that day. Every day. Multiple times.
Yep.
And then I also know for a fact, too, because I work with first responders, is they come home and they can't unload. Most of them all go, I have to armor this up or let it out because my partner can't handle what I'm about to bring into the building.
Right.
And so partners aren't trained to be able to handle that stuff.
Yep.
And so like being able to handle that amount of like I've taken in so much with no positive outlet and no hope to let it go.
Yep.
The suppression leads to expression. They're gonna explode or implode at some point.
Yep.
And like that's a real thing for first responders. It's a real thing for our military. It's a real thing. Like where are you supposed to go to learn how to do it?
Right.
And like if you go to the VA, I've been hearing nothing but nightmare stories from everyone with the VA going, we need to do better for our people, but it seems more like you're a symptom than you are a sacrificer. You're a problem versus someone who serves.
Right.
And that's a hard thing for all of us. Man, I'm watching you guys go through hell.
Well,
hell.
If you think about the VA, let's say that the mom and pop 501cs, the VA, we fixed this. It's gone. There is no more mental health problem in the veteran community. Think about how many people would be laid off.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
how many, it's just a number that keeps going. The VA no longer needs the shrinks, the secretaries, and all that stuff. The pharmaceutical companies need less people because now they're not selling these drugs.
Yep.
It's just a chain reaction. So, it'd be like Walmart saying, I wish we had a few less customers.
Right.
Right.
Or
And
Walmart saying we make
sad.
more money from customers dying than we do serving them.
Yeah.
So we're going to build more.
Yeah, so we can make more. We make more off of like our customers dropping than building our customers up.
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
And it all comes back to the old mighty dollar. It's all about money. That's all it is.
Yep.
And it's really unfortunate that that's where it's at.
Yeah, I agree.
So
And it when you really care, it pisses you off.
right.
Mhm.
Yep.
And most of the podcasters and 501cs, a lot of this stuff originated because they went through demons and
Right.
and they just wanted to help somebody else. But then they get into it and they start getting the aggravation. And when you start seeing, until this year, I never encountered a negative person as far as a negative 501c.
Right.
And now as we're growing, we're attracting people like that.
Yep. They're
And
the
man,
first ones to jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
They
just pisses
want to
you-
be this.
It just pisses you off, man.
Yep.
Well, it's the injustice of it. That's why it's not right. And I
Right.
think this is why the foundation of what you're doing is it's what is right, not who is right. And like that's why you're like, I'm not taking money from this because money ruins this.
Right.
And it's not to say we don't need money to survive. That's not
Sure.
a thing. Sure, there still has to be some sort of like, and people are happy to donate and people are happy to promote because it's a good cause,
Right.
but not because like this is one thing I didn't like about nonprofits, and that's why I like that you're vetting your vet nonprofits, is because like you see, I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna hardball it. There's a few of them.
Throw it.
Like, okay, so breast cancer awareness. I'm very much like, let's stop breast cancer awareness. I'm with you.
I'm for the boobies.
Susan Beacon. Yeah, we save the boobies. We're all pro boobies. Like,
Pro boobies.
Pro titties. Let's do this. But as far as that goes, if it's a nonprofit, it has to be open book. You can see how much
Right.
it is. And I go, all right, Susan B. Coleman. She made the nonprofit. What's an appropriate amount for a person who's running a nonprofit? If they're saying the money that comes in that's donated, I take a portion for running the donations. What do you think an appropriate amount would be for somebody who's trying to promote and prevent breast cancer? 100K would be
100K a year.
It's generous. It's six
pays your
figures. Your bills are good. That would be right.
Yep.
What do you think is an appropriate amount for like we're doing cancer awareness, but I still need to make sure I'm okay? What's an appropriate amount you think, Don?
I think
Just
think
opinion.
that number really depends on the size of the outfit as well.
Sure.
Because you take somebody like me, if I was to hire that person, 100K, okay, so we're negative 95.
Right. Right.
But
What's a fair number though for like let's say a multi-million-dollar business?
then
What's a fair number?
that would be a fair number.
100K would be a fair. So
Yeah.
6 figures. That's fair for somebody who's a 6-figure income. I would even say like, you know what? Justifiable at 200 to 250K. Justifiable. You are making a massive global impact. Last that I checked, it was like 860K was her cut.
Yep.
That's almost $1 million that she takes personally off of donations from people's moms who have passed away, from their grandmas that passed away, their daughters that passed away, their aunt that passed away, or people who've had to have mastectomies and they've had to like remove like an important part of their female anatomy in order to like survive.
Yep.
And she's like, well, I'll take almost $1 million of that donation.
Sure. Why not?
That's a big cut. And so then it turns into like, where does injustice or what is right come in play? There's another one. There's this dude who's got like the clean water thing for people in Africa or in other places. They don't have clean water. I was watching this dude's story, and man, this guy's coming out in his silk suit, Lamborghini on his big stage going like, we doing clean water.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, you're taking millions of dollars from people who can't even get clean water.
Yep. But it's his right
It's
to do that.
This is where like being able to
So
vet out a nonprofit that's like, we're here to help, not to take, we give. Man, it's a blessing to watch that hope matters again and not profit off of people's hopelessness.
Right.
Well played.
Right.
You got to rock. Oh, you got to give the keys.
I got to get my keys.
But anyways, listen, I soapboxed a little.
Yeah.
I'm soapboxing a little,
No,
but
it's true.
But I think it's about coming out to the reality of like we have to see what is before we can start making it better.
Right.
And we can't have our heads in the sand anymore.
Right.
Yeah, way to go, dude. Way to step up to say we're going to fight for what is right, because that was the original idea, and somehow that got lost.
Right. Yep. And I've seen it in a lot of nonprofits.
Yeah.
You know, that the ideas are a great idea, but usually the money ends up tainting what you're wanting to accomplish.
Yeah.
Because there's always that piece. And now we have Scotty Hastings.
There he is, Scotty. Get in here.
I just
Come
can't
on
get
in,
over
buddy.
how natural.
I'm going to step out and let Scotty
Go,
jump in.
go run the show. Go run the show, brother. I'll see you. Scotty, get in here, brother.
Come join the show,
What's going on,
brother.
my dude? What's up? Get in, get in.
Everybody, we've
Come
now
on in.
been joined by Scotty.
What's up? What's
Hastings.
up?
You know, just a headliner, no big deal. just a guy who's the main thing on the flyer. So what's up, brother? How you feeling after last night? Did you have fun?
It was a great time. Man.
Yeah, dude, it was great. We got to have the hangout together. Everybody doing their thing.
Yeah, man. Got to play some tunes and
Yeah.
just tell stories and hang out. And
Hell yeah,
That
man.
it was
awesome.
cool. It was really cool, like meeting all the podcasts, all the people that I've like been a part of their podcast, but I've never actually met them. We're all in one room, and it was so cool. It was really cool.
It's also cool that like it's all different areas of podcasting. Everybody collaborating
Yes.
together for
Yes.
one common goal.
For sure.
Like
For
all
sure.
different things, man. So
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything like this out there other
Yeah.
than this, which is really cool.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree. It's,
Even like, so I went to one that was similar. It was a not really a fundraiser, but it was like an event at the end of their fundraising,
Yeah.
right? And it was called Vetapalooza. It was a great time, but there was no podcasters. There was
Yeah.
nobody live streaming it. There was
crazy.
nothing, you know? And
A missed opportunity.
they had a good
Yeah.
turnout, but it just died for the
Yeah.
next year, you know? And now there was no round two,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And I think that is what is cool about this is only going to grow
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
For sure.
for all the right reasons too.
Yeah, I mean,
You
there's
know?
it's a great turnout already. Shit.
Yeah.
And these were just people that were walking today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. When I pulled up this morning, I was like, oh shit, I'm late. You know, 'cause, I mean, the parking
because
lot
the
was
ruck was
filled.
going, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
then the lady at the front, she goes, "Are you here for the road march?" I said, "Oh, I'm in the wrong spot."
Right?
No, I'm not road marching.
Absolutely not.
Scotty, what are you looking forward to the most today?
Man, this, honestly, just hanging out, man, just having a good time. You know, the one thing that we as veterans miss the most is the camaraderie between each other. So
Mhm.
being able to come here and hang out and spend time with each other, I think, is really the most important part. Of course, I get to play music, which I'm always cool with.
For
I
sure.
love playing music, but really it's just about the atmosphere and hanging out with everybody and really enjoying everybody's presence in one time.
Heck yeah. One thing I want to shout out just real quick is cool because like you're here, we're here. There's a lot of great people here who do big things outside of the circle.
Absolutely.
It's really fun to see with this type of group the amount of humility that everybody just has.
For sure.
Like we all get together and don't go like, you do know that like I'm a big deal, right? Like no, everyone's
Yeah.
like, hey man, can I get you something? Or like, hey, you thirsty? Or hey, let me take care of that for you. I'll grab that with you. Like everyone's so humbly excited to serve regardless of status. I think this is something that I hope never goes away in this. Cause like even us hanging last night, you're not like, hey, I'm the headliner, get out of the way. Like, no, you were like, hey, you know, I'll just sit here, let's all hang out. You guys
Yeah.
come and hang out with like everyone's just there being
Yeah.
what they were. And we're all humans being humans with
Yeah.
each other. And I think
Well, you
it's a
know, I
missing
found
piece.
even on my side where I'm within the industry a lot, I found that people who are veterans kind of have a more humble idea around themselves.
Yeah.
In the sense that they just kind of want the camaraderie. They want to hang out. They don't ever really see themselves above anybody else.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, at the end of the day, like I'm no better than you. You're no better than me.
You're
I'm no
just
better
taller.
than yeah. I mean, we're all here, man. We're all just trying to live our life, you know, and having a good time while we're doing it. At least
Absolutely.
try.
It's funny. I don't know why, but when you were saying that, you know what went right through my mind
No.
was all the time while you're a private and they say, hey, there's a general so-and-so coming. We need 13, 14 guys. They're going to ask questions.
Right.
Make sure their
Oh,
uniform
right.
looks good. And they put this dog and pony show.
Mhm.
And then you stand there for hours waiting for this general to show up. You're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Absolutely. And then
You know?
he might not even show up.
You know what's funny is one of my guys, he's in the 70s now. He was career. And he was saying how this guy called the shots, and then he retires, and he's like, yeah, you used to be like a big deal calling the shots, but now you're just Paul. So stop it.
Yeah,
Now you're
absolutely,
just
man.
Paul again.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do any of that. And I think that's where we forget that, like, underneath all of the status and all of the bravado and all the nonsense, underneath you're just Paul, bro.
For
Like,
sure.
don't forget.
For sure.
Yep.
I mean, at the end of the day, we all put our clothes on the same way. We all do what we got to do as humans, and
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't. It's life's too short to try to be better than anybody else, man.
Yeah.
Just embrace people and
I
love
agree.
everybody.
It's a good call because people are willing to fight and die for somebody else, but not willing to be like just cool with somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
It
what
makes no
a
sense.
weird, so
Yeah.
backwards. Like I would go to war to make sure that you have a chance for freedom, but I won't be nice to you.
Yeah, but in person, I'm gonna be an asshole.
Yeah, I'll
for
be
no
a jerk
reason.
for no
It's like,
reason. Yeah, like what are you doing? What?
Yeah.
like, what? Yeah, it's wild, man. But yeah, I
All
like
right.
to.
I do want to make sure people can get a chance if they're like, oh, Scotty's rocking and rolling, but I want to know more. If they've never heard of you before and they need to, where do they go? Like check out my song, check out me here. Like
you
how do we
can.
promote it?
So if you anywhere you get your music, you can find me at Scotty Hastings. Any of my social medias are at Scotty Hastings Music, or you can go to ScottyHastingsMusic.com.
Yeah, you can get it all anywhere. But where's your go-to? Where's your like? But that's the social media I spend the most time.
Man, Instagram, man.
Instagram.
I post so much crap on Instagram.
Go to Instagram.
But if you follow me on TikTok, I go live at shows sometimes. So,
Okay.
Especially if I'm playing like a local Nashville show, I'll absolutely go live on TikTok. So if you wanna,
We can
come and
relate.
hang out, yeah. So if you
We're
wanna
live
come
right now.
hang out, I'll even sometimes go live on TikTok and just kind of hang out and interact with people and play some music a little bit, but mainly just talk and have fun and hang out.
That's cool, man. I love it, man. The humility, the honor, the stuff that's all here. This is cool, man.
Absolutely,
It's fun.
Yeah.
You jacked, man? You excited?
Yeah,
when
man,
you go
it's
live?
fun.
When you going on?
Like 8 something this evening.
Oh, right around the corner.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm very hungry. Apparently, no one woke me up for breakfast this morning. So
So I can't remember. Did you go to Alaska for Camp Healing Ground? Was it Camp?
no. No, I've been to Alaska a couple times, but not for that.
Man, the pictures I seen online from the artists that went up there
Oh,
was
yeah.
just amazing. Man.
I can only imagine. Alaska's incredible, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
It's a bucket list item for me. Man.
Oh yeah, Alaska's amazing. You got to get out there, man.
I got you.
Absolutely, it's fun.
I like they were like, you know what was cool? The thing that none of us got to do.
Absolutely, right?
That was really, you know what I really liked? Was
Like,
none of us were there.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
We should have been.
it's really
We
cool,
should
like
have.
to see. It's cool to see like the opportunities that we're given. And then you talk to like a Vietnam vet, and he's like, "Man, none of this shit. Like they never got into this crap,
Yeah.
you know." And then this is something that we get to enjoy and really get to love and be a part of, and it's amazing. And it's even cooler when you see, older dudes walking around, Vietnam vets walking around like this guy right here.
There he is.
And, like this is something that they've never experienced this until it was way beyond. So, but yeah, it's cool. We're offered a lot of opportunities, which is really awesome.
It is very cool. One thing that's very nice again too is like everybody here served, and it's good to see people serving who served.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. Everyone served, but everyone's here to serve and support each other, which is amazing. So
Yeah, man,
that's what it's all about.
this is what it's all about.
Hell yeah.
You ready to rock, dude?
Absolutely, man.
Go do it. Let's go do your thing, man. Thank you so
Sure,
much for
man.
hanging with
Thanks
us.
for having me. Thanks for having me.
Jump back in again and make some more
Thank
noise.
you so much. Absolutely.
Very
take
cool,
care, man. Be safe.
Very cool. Oh man, so much noise, so much going on here. What are you
Yeah.
thinking, bud? Want to take a break and get some food or something? You
Yeah.
there?
Yeah. Give me
All right.
time to charge a few of these batteries up. And
Let's do it. All right, thank
Get
you
ready.
guys for joining us. Right,
All
this is
right.
very cool. We're not even drunk dudes in a gun room right now, but it says we are. We'll be back later.